Hello and welcome back to the next episode of my podcast, Dating Tips for Single Women. I'm your host, Antia, founder of FindTheOneElite.com. And today I have Julie Spira with me today. Hello, Julie.
Hi, Antia. How are you? This is going to be so much fun. I'm really going to be helping a lot of women.
I'm sure you do, because I run out of my wisdom when it comes to online dating. So I'm really excited to hear what you have to share for them, for all those lost souls in the online dating matrix, really, right? So for the listeners, let me tell you a little bit about Julie Spira. So Julie Spira is America's top online dating expert and digital matchmaker. She's an award-winning dating coach and internationally known best-selling author. She's a go-to person for online dating, yay, and mobile dating advice, and was named Best Dating Coach of the Year in the 2017 iDate Awards. She was also just published in the June issue of Cosmopolitan, so get your issue right now. And as a Los Angeles-based celebrity dating coach, Julie has clients from New York to San Francisco, from London to Sydney, all over the planet. She was a very early adopter of online dating and was on the internet before people even knew that there was an internet. Wow, that's really amazing. And she truly is the pioneer of online dating. So with that, Julie, welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here, and I also love radio and love podcasts, so this is just going to be really, really a terrific segment.
Oh, so amazing. So, yeah, I would love to hear more, Julie, like why is online dating, why is there still hope, right? So many women have given up hope, and what can you say about that?
Oh, I think that at any point in our lives when we're single, no matter where we're living, a single person will say, if they live in New York, oh, New York is the worst place to date. And then somebody from Louisiana, from Baton Rouge, say, oh, Baton Rouge is the worst place to date. And the people in LA, say, oh, Los Angeles, freeways, it's the worst place to date. Yes. It doesn't matter where you live because, one, when you're single, you will feel like where you're living is the worst place for singles and for dating. But because of the World Wide Web, we have to embrace this with a lot of love because we have an opportunity now to expand our digital horizons and actually cast a much wider net. And the reason I'm saying that is because online dating is available 24 hours a day. So, you may be off that cutoff time for making that phone call by my rule book, but that doesn't mean that you can't be searching online. And if you happen to write an email to somebody at 11:30 at night, you're not judged like, oh, God, loser, she didn't have another day at 11:30. It just meant that you were awake, and those were the hours that you're able to search for love, or at least somebody, with enough in common that you might develop a friendship that could turn into more.
I love what you talk about it. You really remove the story, right? Like you just do it. You don't worry about it. You don't make interpretations why somebody is awake or why somebody is online.
And it doesn't matter because the thing is, if you don't look at online dating, everybody says, oh, Julie, it's so much work. I don't want to have to do that. Really? Do you have to go to the gym? Do you have to brush your teeth? Do you have to look for a new job if you're unemployed and make sure that your resume looks great and your LinkedIn profile looks great? And the answer to all of those is yes. So if you're finding a partner, like you have a wonderful, wonderful partner and husband. I've met him. He's amazing. You're a fabulous couple, and people will strive to be like you. And if you're sitting home and you're not logging on and your friends aren't fixing you up anymore, then you're leaving the opportunity to meet somebody, even if they live in a different zip code, off the table. And people do move for love. And I have clients that moved across continents for love, besides across town.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know stories where people have met like from different countries and just kind of had like a long distance relationship for a while, flew a couple times a year over and finally like got married. Absolutely. Yeah. That's totally possible. And that's the possibility of it, right? So we really talk more about the possibility versus it's such a drain, right? And so what would you say, what are like some of the three main blind spots that people have when it comes to online dating that they're just not aware of, and therefore that keeps them stuck in the same cycle of self-fulfilling prophecy?
Well, that's a terrific question. And ladies, I'm there. I was there. I know what it's like to be single. I know what it's like to be in a relationship. And I can tell you that your list is too long. And what happens is when I coach single men and women, and the men will say, well, I like someone, kind of attractive, but she needs to be smart and kind and like family. And that's the list. And then I ask my female clients, okay, tell me your list. And of course, right now, politics is at the top of the list. It's a big discussion on any date, and it can make or break a relationship more now than ever. But it used to be no smoking, can't drink more than 2 drinks on a date, needs to live within 5 miles of where I live, needs to make over $250,000 a year, needs to fully want to support me, needs to love my children and put them through college, needs to be like sexy, needs to be funny, needs to be this, needs to be that, needs to be fit. And these guys are so exhausted because they know there's no cookie cutter perfect guy that's going to match everything on your list, ladies. So we need to shorten the list. And maybe it won't be as short as the male list, which is very much visual, but it's also family values. But take off these things that might be deal breakers. Like for the guy who's trying to quit smoking, maybe even help him quit smoking. Because if he's truly that fabulous, he's not going to lose you over a cigarette.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah, and Brody and I will always say, Julie, I don't know if you know that, but Brody is 4 years younger than me, and we would have never met online dating because we were so. It's so about like features versus benefits, right? That people say, but I just date somebody who's like 3 years older than me, but wait, maybe you want to increase the age range because you could meet somebody really fabulous, and the reason why I want somebody older was just because of the maturity. Well, who says that you can have somebody mature who's younger than you?
Very, very true. And the thing is, what we perceive that we look like in the mirror, and when we start to type the number on a dating profile or a mobile app, women get nervous when you're changing decades and you're going from 20 to 30 or 30 to 40 or 40 to 50. It's a sticker shock, and they're so afraid that the shelf life is going to expire and men aren't going to find them. And this is why men complain, but this is why women very, very frequently will knock a few years off their age. And trust me, every guy looks it up. They check out your social media. They find classmates.com. They find every which way to find out how old you really are. And if they're attracted to you, they really don't care. What they want is somebody confident, because confidence screams sexy. So if you don't want to talk about your age, don't talk about it, but don't run around pretending that you're 15 years younger and showing like a high school photo or a prom shot, because that prom shot does not look like your Instagram.
Yeah. Oh my God. So true. And I hear this from women all the time. They say, well, I just like chopped off a few years because, they just look in that age range, and otherwise they end up with 70-year-olds. And so what do you think about
it's the number one issue. It's the number one issue for women right now. And once we're done with our fabulous photo shoots, because we do brand new profiles from scratch, then we have the little girl-to-girl talk. Let's talk about the age. And, the panic button sets in. Well, no, I don't want to get guys that are about to be in a wheelchair writing to me. I don't want to take care of somebody else. And they get very, very nervous about the age. So the most important thing you can do is make sure you have very recent photos and caption them. So the photos were taken in a photo shoot in May of 2017. Just say, on vacation on the beach, May 2017. If the photo was really taken in 2014, say April 2014. And that will let the man know, okay, so this is what she looked like 3 years ago, and this is what she'll look like if she's on a date with me now. And since men are sort of kind of accustomed to not believing anyone's age, when you show up looking exactly like your photos, they are so refreshed, they are so happy, you have made their entire night, and your date will go really, really well.
I love that. And it really builds that trust too, right? That the men are like, okay, so she gives me like the real year, and so they don't start to doubt and question. And I actually believe it also attracts more honest guys.
It does. I mean, look, who goes to a bar and says, hey, you're really nice. Can I buy you a drink? By the way, how old are you?
Yeah.
No one asks people. Either they're attracted to them and there's an energy that brings them together and that you enjoy their conversation. And they never in the conversation with, can tell me when year you were born, they say, gee, I'd really like to see you again. How do you feel about getting together on Thursday night? So if you aren't telling the truth on your profiles, and I know that happens, and maybe it's only a couple of years, please do not make it 20 years. And please put a little asterisk at the bottom of your profile that says, my photos are recent, because they're captioned. And, but I'm a few years older just to fit into a search. I hope you understand. Mm-hmm. And guys are used to that, and they're like, there's an honest girl. She's basically saying she wanted to make sure that I could find her.
Yeah, totally. And what's your opinion, speaking of like photos and things like that? I hear this all the time from women, and I kind of believe that a little bit too, that men, for the most part, look at the picture and how many are actually reading through the profile. And then what should they actually include, because of like almost nobody reads it anyways. Like what's your opinion on that? Like should it be like the more shorter profile? Because that's what I would say if you just look at the anyway.
These are great questions. And so, what we do at Cyber Dating Expert is, we coach singles, and we have what we call the irresistible online dating profile. And there is a real formula to it. And I'm going to share some of the secrets with you now. And of course, yes, it's the photos, because the men, whether they're on a mobile app and they're swiping or they're scanning on their computer from a desktop version, they're looking at the photos first, and they're going to see, 100 at a time. And they're not going to like 98 of the 100. So if you want to be those 2 out of the 100, you should do what I'm doing. You should wear red or hot pink or something with color on it. And the reason that you do that is because we might all love our little black dresses and they look sexy and fun on a date, but the men complain to me, and this is what's so important. What do men want? What don't men want when they're looking for love online? They complain that every profile looks the same. They complain that the women all say the same cliches of, I want a man who works hard and plays hard. I want him to go from jeans to tuxedo. I want romantic beach walks at sunset. I mean, I can go on and on about why these cookie cutter cliche profiles bore men to tears. So you may be, the most exciting person in the world, but he thinks you're not 1 in a million. He thinks you're, 100 of 100. So wear something that will sort of make him stop. And red has been researched numerous times, numerous studies, that red is the color of love and attraction, and that men will write to more women wearing red on their profiles, or at least view them. And to take even sort of a giggly step further, men spend more money on a date when a woman is wearing red.
Wow, that's so interesting. But I also know from a sales perspective that like red and blush tones like pinks, highest converting colors. So
right. So and it's the color of the stop sign. Guys drive, they stop. Okay, so they're going to stop at your profile. So make sure you put up at least 5 to 7 photos. If you're using a mobile app, and use all 6 little photo slots. And if you're on a desktop, I'm not saying put up 50 photos, because to me that's so overwhelming that I've seen everything. I don't need to meet you. So put up your best 5 to 7 photos, and make sure they're captioned, and make sure they're interesting. So having a close-up is imperative for the first shot. And I can't tell you how many photos I see of lazy people that have like the arm hanging over because they cut out their friend or their ex-boyfriend or whatever. So don't do that. If you can't afford to take photos with a professional photographer, grab your smartphone and a girlfriend and have her snap 1,000 photos of you in maybe 4 or 5 different outfits, different colors, some in jeans, some in a cute dress, just so that someone can see the diversity of who you are. So that's for the photo part, but how do we get past that? So if you have a photo that's attractive enough, then they'll probably read the first couple sentences. But a man who's serious will read it all, as long as you're not writing a novel. And that brings me up to what goes into your body, your About Me section.
Totally.
Here's the magic number. It's 125 words. Not everybody's going to hit it exactly at 125. So it's 125 to 150 words. Anything longer than that, they're not going to read. And you need to leave a little mystery for that date.
Yes, right. Exactly. Yeah. Otherwise you go to a date, so I know already everything about you. So What are we going to talk about?
So why bother going out with you? I don't need to buy you dinner.
Right. I always see it as like a little appetizer, like just give them like a little ahi tuna, something to munch on, but there's certainly more space, right? Like to eat more.
Right. So you have to be so excited that he's like, what? That's the end of her profile? I need to meet this girl. So they will write to you, hopefully, because they read your profile and will ask you something within the profile. Another little tip in the profile is ask a question. Maybe it's like you can name, the favorite thing that you like to whip up in the kitchen. And maybe it's apple pie. Or maybe that's one of your favorite vacation spots. And because you like to surf, so you like to go to Hawaii. Be specific about it and say, I go to Hawaii surfing every year. Here's a picture of me surfing. Have you ever tried it? Mm-hmm. And you ask a man a question and it's got that cute question mark at the end of the sentence instead of the period. Men are sort of programmed and wired to answer questions and to fix things when they're broken. So you'll most likely get a response with, great shot of you on that surfboard. I've been afraid to try, but boy, I'd like to watch you do it someday.
I love that.
Make it easy for a man to reply to you.
Yeah, it's so intriguing, right? It's so, yeah, totally. And men like it to be simple. I get that too. Absolutely. Now, what's your opinion? Like, I have somebody when will come to me and they're like on 5 or 7 or 10 different online dating websites, right? Like, what do you think about that? And what's kind of like the max of sites that you recommend being on before you drive yourself crazy?
Well, I'm sort of exhausted because as much as I say it's a job, there's only so many hours in the day and you certainly need your sleep as well. Yeah. So we, at Cyber Dating Expert, we put our clients on one profile to start with for 3 weeks, usually on a desktop, and then we move into mobile after the end of 3 to 4 weeks when the new listing suddenly isn't so new anymore. And we end up with 3 sites. It's a combination of an online dating site with their companion mobile app and a separate mobile app. And the reason is that's about all you can really manage. You can like open up your mobile phone and you can, look at your Tinder and you can look at your Bumble, and then you're like, oh, do I really have to log on to OkCupid and eHarmony and Plenty of Fish and Match all at once?
Yes.
And it's just, oh my God, it's overload. It's just too much. And then you forget where you meet the person and you think he's Jim from Match, but he's really Jim from OkCupid. And then you look like you're a serial dater and then he swipes left.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You're back to keeping it simple again.
It's true. And then also men feel like, oh my God, is she needy? Is she anxious? What's going on, right? Why is she on all those sides? Is she afraid to miss out? What's the underlying fear?
Right. And not only that, it's hard to organize it because we organize our dates. So I have, a special sort of spreadsheet that I have that shows how many people have, written to my clients and where they came from, because I want to see where they're getting the most activity in case we might want to pay a little extra to boost their profile to be viewed during peak hours. It's usually only about $3, but I'd rather put it where they are already getting the activity. And some people love the mobile apps and some people just don't want to get a push notification while they're at work or especially while they're on a date with someone else.
Yeah, I totally get that. Now, one question I have for you, since I work a lot with like anxious women, right? They really want to do whatever they can to avoid an attachment style in the online world, right? Is there anything they can do or say, or the way they take photos? I don't know. You tell me. Like, is there anything that kind of would repel that kind of man who's a little bit more on the avoidance side, that's maybe not quite as emotional?
It's very, very tricky because we're talking about, this really crowded digital playground where we're talking about 40 to 50 million people in the United States, over 100 million people around the world. There's a lot of activity going on. And so the most important thing that you can do is to say, is to show your authenticity. This is how the singles that come to me end up in exclusive relationships within 3 months, almost all the time, because they're very genuine, they're very warm. They will go out and put their heart on their sleeves and say, I just got out of a 10-year divorce. I'm new to this dating site. I'm just interested in meeting new people, becoming friends first, and seeing where it's going. And then they end up getting somebody who's usually empathetic, said, oh, I remember what it was like when I first got divorced. I'm a little ahead of you there, but I totally get where you're at. And I really like you. And I think I'd like to be patient. You're worth waiting for.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's such a good example. And speaking of example, like, do you have like one of your favorite all-time stories of, I always love to hear stories. And for the women, it really helps them to build hope that, where women really found her love online after she maybe didn't have so much success in the beginning.
There are so many good stories. Everybody says, you wrote a book called The Perils of Cyber Dating, filled with these bad stories. I said, no, they weren't all bad. They were funny. but you have to have humor when you're dating, because if you don't have a sense of humor and you're asking for a man to have a sense of humor in your profile, then you're not really going to be able to get through this process.
Right.
So you might get stood up, and rather than be angry and say, that's it, I'm not going on another date, just think about, wow, he really lost out on the opportunity to meet me. Oh, what a shame. Well, his loss. And then you just move on to the next. So you have to have a little bit, of a thicker skin. But I had one of my clients, I'm going to talk about two of them. They were both, I'd say, in their 30s. And one was on OkCupid. No, she wasn't. One was already on Match. And I moved her to OkCupid, and I did her profile from scratch. And I said to her, give me your most inspirational quote. And she said, I love Rumi. I said, you love Rumi? I love Rumi. I said, let's pick a Rumi quote and let's put it in your profile. And she says, what guy's going to want to read a Rumi quote? I said, a spiritual man, the man that you're going to want to marry. So we finished her profile, and she put in the Rumi quote. The very first guy that wrote to her is the man that she married, the only man she met on OkCupid. And now they have 2 small children. And when I asked him, so what made you write to her? He said, I was reading her profile, and she was cute. She's my type. But, I was going to move on and see who else I could find that's a little bit better of my type, until I saw that Rumi quote. He goes, and that just sat with me so perfectly, because I love Rumi. So it was the Rumi quote, that one little thing that she didn't even want to put in there, that met her meet the love of her life, the absolute love of her life. They had the most beautiful wedding, and they have 2 beautiful children. And it's such a happy story that I'm just so thrilled to share it. So sometimes adding something that is so personal to you, whether it's a lyric of a song, or anything that's something that really is deep and personal to you, you need to show a little bit of vulnerability, that you actually have a heart, because nobody wants to date just a photo. They want to date a warm, loving, kind woman with a heart, who's going to embrace him and his world, his family. And maybe he has children, and maybe he has parents and siblings. And so if you can show that kind side of yourself through something as simple as a quote or a song or lyric, you are miles ahead of the other millions of daters.
Such a good point. And so easy to do, because I'm sure you read books or have a favorite song. So it's just, don't think about it, right?
Right.
So smart. Well, so we're at the end of our time together today.
Gosh, that went by fast.
I know, it went by so fast. So I'm sure the women are just like dying to hear how they can work with you and how they can learn more about improving their online dating profile.
Find me at cyberdatingexpert.com, and that's where you can reach out to me and send me an email. We have a variety of different plans based upon where you're at in the process. So there's really something for everyone on our dating menu. We have our digital matchmaker, which is our high-end VIP coaching program, which is very personal. And that's where we do the whole photo shoot, and we have 10 sessions, and it's a 4-month package. Or we have something as simple as, hey, can you just look at my profile? I need a profile critique because I'm just not getting that many emails anymore. What am I doing wrong? And I might find that it's a bunch of punctuation problems, or maybe a few cliches that I just want to toss out and replace with something a little more specific.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. So great. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you.
I'm sure a lot of women are so glad. I felt like the angels are singing the heavens now that they hear you share that there is hope. There is hope.
Oh, there's always hope. That's why I'm a hopeful romantic.
Oh, awesome. It was so nice to have you on the show. Thank you for being on it, Julie. And again, this is Antia Boyd, founder of findoneelite.com. I talk to you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.